everyone, it's Open House Thursday on Your View. Welcome to the show. I am Morayo Afolabi Brown. As always, I have the ladies with me. Hello, Nima Akashat Zibiri.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm fine. I'm excited still. We're in the baby mood.
Oh,
so
yes.
yesterday there was drama in my house. Imran wanted to know the baby's name. And Miriam actually they have this connection, so she was going to name her baby Imran. Okay. And then the fight broke out. Cannot be named Imran because Gufran doesn't have a sister.
Oh.
So she decided, okay, let's name him Farhan. And I said, Farhan is more feminine. He said, okay, Imran says, then name him Imran. And she says, okay, then Muhammad. And Imran was like, we already have Muhammad. My daddy is Muhammad. Okay, give us a name.
Discussing a name.
Somebody else's child. Give us a name. He says, okay, let me think Imran again. And so this serious fight, if you see, I videoed them, I sent it to Mariam. They started crying. I need a sister. Now Imran says, it's my baby. It's my baby brother. And all my neighbors now started settling fights. So today I'm going to go and announce to my neighbors, since they have already told them. There's a way we announce on my side of town. So my Hausa neighbors give me sweets when they have a baby. Oh. And so when I have a baby, through my co-wives or my sisters, I give them drinks. Oh, so today we're going to be doing that. Yes.
Wow, that's nice. Interesting. How are you doing, Topsy?
I'm amazing. Yesterday, I went to Abeokuta, Ogun State. I was land hunting. So I needed to just celebrate where it is good. There's a lot of improvement going on the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, and it has brought about less traffic in that axis. Maybe because I went during less traffic zone, but there was much more improvement on the road. Then I now turned into the Shagamu interchange, and it's a very industrial area. A lot of real estate companies are looking towards that side because they feel that these industries will need residents for their staff. And then I drove into the road. I was even feeling like, the road is good, until we narrowed into a 2-lane. And this is within a 5 minutes radius. There are about 6 big companies that use heavy-duty trucks. We shouldn't have 2 small lanes. And as you would say, a few minutes after, you saw bad road because the road construction wasn't done as good as it could be. So
maybe it's ongoing?
Yes, I want to appeal, like when we know to the Ogun State government, when we know commercial areas, Ogun State, it cannot say they're not making money, and the chart shows that they are profitable, and we're happy that Ogun State is profitable. But let us also put infrastructure. If you remember, our guest on Monday said infrastructure is important to make developments faster. So there are too many industries there for you to have 2 small lanes. The only thing I miss in America, Murray, I want to import Texas Road into Nigeria. 10 lanes. Be driving anyhow you want. It's just so good. You know,
that Texas Road there.
That's what projection and plans are.
Yes. You see,
they should have what they want their state to be in another 2 years, 5 years, 10 years.
And they plan accordingly.
I agree. I love
you took it.
Thank you. Yeah, as usual. But the video replay of the Nurturing the Nurturer trainings are out, 2 of them. Creativity for Innovation and Creating an Inclusive Learning Environment is out. So for those people who missed the training, they can come on my page and find out how they can get the video replayed. But my weekend is going to be a long one. It's my wedding anniversary on Monday. I'm out of town.
When are you leaving?
I'm out of town
Tonight?
Tomorrow. No, I'm leaving tomorrow.
To Sunday. Just come back. There's work on Monday.
Why are you like this now?
Come back.
BC, where are you exactly? Where exactly?
You should not do this now. One day will not kill you.
Private jet is taking you somewhere. No problem. Just make sure the private jet lands Sunday night.
It's not fair.
How you doing, Mariah? You're
I'm
looking
doing well,
good.
thank you. Mom's jury.
Enjoy, just enjoy. She'll be so happy. Enjoy.
I just wanted to wear her today.
Yeah.
So.
Awesome.
Hey, life happens. Okay.
Yes, so.
The topic you're talking about, I think we have like 1 second banter. Okay, that thing that happened to you, I think is a good hot topic. Let's think about it. We'll discuss it after the break. Okay. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Let us start with the nation. PDP chairman, North party leaders' consensus plan shaky. COVID-19, November deadline for federal workers to get vaccinated. Obiano's deputy Okeke dumps Abga for APC. 22 internet fraud suspects held in Ogbomoso, court finds Fani Kayode. Igboho seeks nod for treatment in Germany or France. 300 trillion naira fabric sector fund projected for National Development Plan. Banks get deadline on dead customers' BVNs, and Uzodinma renames Hero Square after Ndubuisi Kanu. Okay, which stories are we taking? Let's start with BC.
Yeah, okay, so I have two stories in the nation. The first is CBN, who has directed banks and other financial institutions to report BVN of dead customers to Nigeria Interbank Settlement System. That's the NIPS. They said so it can be designated as diseased on the BVN database within 24 hours of confirmation. And those people who violate this will be sanctioned. I'm happy with this because at least, but they didn't tell us if the BVNs are reported, if the family members will now have access to the money the people have, because we've had issues where, somebody dies, there's a disease in the family, and then the banks just find a way to confiscate the money. The people don't even know that their family member has the money. But the second story, the chairman of the Presidential Steering Committee on COVID-19, Boss Mustafa, has said that federal government workers without proof of COVID-19 vaccination or test results done within 72 hours will be denied access to their offices starting December 1st. They've been telling us that this was going to happen, and now it has come. Now, the directive will be applicable in all locations and all of their Nigerian missions, and a circular will be issued to ease into this. NMA, virologists, and experts are supporting the decision, saying that this will make more people to be vaccinated and curb the spread of COVID-19 across, but that they are asking that the government give people more time to be able to get vaccinated. But the spokesman for the joint health sector unions said vaccines are not adequate for the country to be able to carry out this form of force.
Okay.
Igboho.
Sunday Igboho.
So, Chief Sunday Adeyemo, that's his name, who is being detained presently in Cotonou in Benin Republic, has been hospitalized. According to his lawyer, Chief Yomi Aliyu, SAN, he's hospitalized and he cannot ascertain for us at the time of the report whether he's been taken back to prison from the hospitals, but he's very ill. And he says that what he knows is that he's battling ill health, and he suspects that his kidney and lungs are already affected. He's asking the courts to please grant him, leave to go for a medical checkup, either in France or Germany. This, as far as I'm concerned, is something that the Nigerian government, as well as Benin Republic government, should handle very sensitively, with serious care, because whatever the truth is, not time to say whether it's credible or it is not credible. As of now, he's not been charged with a particular offense in Benin Republic, according to his lawyers as well in the same report. So this is a time when you don't want something to happen to him.
At all.
Whatever they are doing in the Benin Republic prisons or whatever their staff are doing in that country
should be protected,
should be dealt with serious care.
Okay.
Let me quickly take the Ogbomoso story. So about 22 young suspected Yahoo boys were arrested. 20 out of 22 were actually indicted. They were found with incriminating materials. They had 5 cars, several mobile phones, laptops, and the 20 indicted will be charged to court. They didn't mention what will happen to the remaining 2, but they were young people. I'm happy they didn't show their faces, because I think that we should stop doing that until they have been convicted of whatever crime they have arrested for. But applause to the police for doing their job.
Okay, the Punch NMA health workers differ as the federal government plans ban on unvaccinated workers. I think you talked that story already. Ondo masqueraders face prosecution for cash theft and phone recovered. 4.9 billion naira fraud. Judge angry as Fani Kayode Sean's trial for 5th time. Speeding, night traveling, others kill 532 on Lagos to Ibadan Expressway, others in 2021. Mogalu announces 6-party planned merger. Hails e-transmission of results. Amidst downward forecast, IMF increases Nigeria's growth prospect by 0.1%. Reps tackle banks avoiding probe into customs revenue remittance. And Senate summons Power Ministry orders over Buhari loans, warns of sabotage. Okay, which story are we taking?
I want to take Fani Kayode.
Yes.
So, Chief Fani Kayode has again refused to appear in court for his arraignment. Justice Daniel Osiago of the Federal High Court in Lagos has issued a 200,000 naira fine against him for not making himself available and said that he should pay that amount or risk revocation of his bail that he's enjoying presently. According to him, over 5 letters, that's 5 instances that he's supposed to have been arraigned, he has written to the court to ask for an adjournment on the same health grounds, but he's seen in our news doing...
philandering.
Let me not say.
Use the word philandering.
So, but, you know, this, of course, as far as I'm concerned, is evading, you know, justice, not allowing justice to take his course. He was arraigned alongside Justice, Foreign Minister for Finance, Nina Usman, and she has been going to court. I don't understand, you know. Before we start enjoying certain privileges, I think this government should be very, very assertive on their fight against corruption with this example. Yes.
Yes,
Okay,
so the Ondo State Police Command on Wednesday arrested 2 masqueraders over allegations of stealing phones and money. So according to the story, they came with the 2 masqueraders. I want to mention their names. Sheriff Ojo and Mohammed Lukman came to that environment with a sharp, brand new cutlasses, and then they dispossessed a woman of 370,000 naira, a phone worth 32,000 naira, and a shirt. And, you know, somebody reported to the police. They have been picked up, and they are going to be charged to court soon. But they were able to get some, you know, their equipment. They got their cutlasses. They had charms with them and other things that they used to carry out that attack. I thought masquerades were spirits.
I don't believe that masquerades have been demystified now. Now you can just stop a masquerade on the road.
And then just move on.
I was a child and I used to be so scared of these things.
We thought they were spirits, actually. That's what we were told.
Let me take the story of the merger. So there's presidential candidate Kingsley Moghalu, Professor Kingsley Moghalu, former CBN deputy governor, mentioned that while speaking in African development, that he's a candidate of the African Democratic Party, that there would be a merger between 6 parties, and that he believes Nigerians shouldn't have to pick between two sides of the same coin, because there's no difference between the 2 major parties, according to him, and that the party should be between the old political party system and the new, that the young people should believe there's opportunity to choose, you know. And then he applauded the Senate for the turnaround and creating the e-transmission platform, approving the e-transmission platform, saying that would be really, really good. He also mentioned his worry about the southeastern insecurity, saying that the core responsibility of the government is to provide security of lives and property, and is really worried and is hoping that there will be a reasonable solution towards the challenges in the southeastern part of Nigeria.
Okay. Nima, is there any story you want to... What's Obiano's deputy defects to APC?
Okay. No, I don't have that story. I have another story, though. There's a story about...
the workers. Somebody took the major headline. The workers.
Oh, that's the one I took in the Nation.
Yeah. Let's move on. Vanguard 2022 budget, 3.9 trillion naira for debt servicing worries from sales reps. IMF warns detonations on spending. Insurgents setting up camps across Nigeria, dangerous states at Fenifere. E-transmission of poll results, stakeholders task Buhari on assent to amend electoral bill. 4 soldiers killed, 1 injured in failed ISWAP attack on military base. PDP chairmanship consensus unlikely as North targets IU, McAfee, and Shema. Sunday Igboho critically ill in detention, says lawyer. Anambra, we have uncovered plans to subversive elements to scuttle government's coal. COVID-19, FG to bar unvaccinated workers from December 1st. And oil production, Nigeria's recount rises 20.8% in 2019. Okay.
Well, let's take IMF. So the IMF, according to them, are begging or warning poor nations, debtor nations, to be careful with spending. According to them, global debt in 2020, both private and public borrowing jumped by 14% to a very high amount of $226 trillion, according to them. And they said public debt amounts to 88 trillion, close to 100% of GDP, and is expected to decline only gradually. The director of IMF Fiscal Affairs, Victor Gaspar, was the one stating this, and is also begging that, you know, more attention should be paid to poor nations who are already dealing with debt, and, you know, this is the time to be prudent in their spending. This includes us. We know we are always going to borrow.
All right, let me go on a quick break. When we come back, we'll continue with the review. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.
Everybody.
kádàrá aláwọ̀ àkàkàjù. àwọn kan wà tí wọ́n bá kú tọ́jọ́ ọkú wọn ò tí ì pé wọ́n á papòdà síbòmíì.
Is that how you gonna say it?
ọkọ̀ tí wọ́n sọ nìyẹn.
Bó ṣe wá kọ̀wé ránṣẹ́ yìí pé òun fẹ́ rí mi kájọ fojúkojú yìí kò yé èmi o.
bó ṣe pé ẹ̀rí ẹ̀mí lẹ́kùnmọ́ àyà mi ti sọ kí.
Torí kí ni?
àkọ́yẹ́ kọ́ mọ́ píjẹ́rẹ́ ẹ̀mí lẹ́kùnmọ́ yọ mọ́ mú yẹn rí flashback jọ́ ìkéyọ̀ mọ́ tó mọ́ gbọ́mọ́.
At TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from our custom-built state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family entertainment channel, is the place for fun, music, and information. With our breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria, the all-female chat show, Your View, the best soaps and dramas from Nolly, Bolly, and Hollywood, music and entertainment blast, courtesy E-Splash, and of course, award-winning news and current affairs. It is all here.
With news bureau and studios around the country and the ability to go live anywhere, anytime, we are first for breaking news in Nigeria. Awarded the NMMA TV Station of the Year, TVC News is the station of choice for news that is first, accurate, balanced, and reliable every time. TVC and TVC News watched by over 4.5 million people in Nigeria every day on terrestrial, DTH, DTT, OTT, and available to viewers in the UK on Sky TV. Watch all of our world-class programs on TV, online, and on our app. TVC and TVC News, the best entertainment and news for Nigeria on TV and online.
And when you can't watch us, listen to us. 102.3 Max FM Lagos and 90.9 Max FM Abuja are now ranked among the most listened to radio stations in Nigeria.
Now, with over 1.5 million listeners every day, we're the people's favorite radio station. Best hit music, best on-air talent. Max 102.3 hit music for Lagos and Max 90.9 hit music for Abuja. We are your home for that fun, entertainment, and hit music.
In Lagos, TVC, our leading family entertainment TV channel, has a 47% market share.
Thanks for staying with us. We're still reviewing the papers. Moving on now. To still on Vanguard. Right. So the few other stories.
Yes, I have a story. 4 soldiers were killed yesterday while they were foiling a terrorist attack from ISWAP. This happened on Gamdu, a border town between Yobe and Borno State. I said the officer that was trying to provide cover for his battalion was shot, but then he was taken to the hospital. And while they were trying to, fight against the ISWAP terrorists in front, some of them sneaked behind and came in there and succeeded in killing about 4 soldiers. And so I think one of the commandants was not available to give more report on what has happened. But the person who has been taken to the hospital is recuperating right now. I'm just afraid that this is happening, so much that they now have the guts to come into the territory of our troops and, launch an attack. And it seems like, nothing is happening.
Still talking about the insurgency and insecurity, the Pan-Yoruba Socio-Political Organization, Afenifere, their National Publicity Secretary, Jari Ajayi, mentioned the fact that there are several camps, insurgents camps across Nigeria, and that the president has first said that these insurgents are from Libya, are from Ethiopia, Addis Ababa, and but currently there are more infiltration of these insurgents, setting up camps across the nation, and it's putting us at a precipice of crisis, greater crisis, saying that there's proliferation of small ammunitions. And the president also, the president also acknowledged that these ammunitions come from the fact that Libya is loose. And we need to know what exactly are we doing to change the circumstances of what is happening within the country. That going by the several statements from the president, he is much aware of the challenges. What is lacking, according to them, is the will and the determination to confront these challenges headlong. That's according to the spokesperson for Afenifere.
So I was just going to take the story very briefly. All the stakeholders are extolling the fact that the e-transmission pool of results had been taken to the president for assent, and they're hoping that he can quickly assent to it. And all stakeholders are happy that at least now the only worry, however, they are only divided in the fact that they're imposing direct primaries, and that's where the conversation is. Some are saying they like the indirect, where only the party holders or the delegates can actually vote or nominate the candidates. The direct primaries is where everybody, as long as you're a member of a party, you can actually have a right to select a candidate. So that's where the confusion is. But generally, all the stakeholders are happy and are hoping that the president can quickly assent to this bill so that it becomes law. Moving on to the New Telegraph, intrigues power play may truncate project as a national carrier. APC malls sharing arrangements in troubled state chapters. Pension, FG dares £26.5 million repatriated funds for agency. Inspector General will set to reorganize mobilized police unit. Nigeria, Africa reject vaccine passports for air travel. Okay. Why are we rejecting air passports?
Yes, so I think the international community has said that they would have vaccine passports. So everybody who is traveling by air into any of the countries must have been vaccinated before you are let in. But African ministers of aviation are saying that the proposal to impose these vaccine passports for air travelers is unacceptable and a form of discrimination against certain groups of the population, especially the African continent, because we know that most of its citizens have not been vaccinated. We do not have enough vaccines. And this also goes against the Chicago Convention, which is about preserving friendship and understanding for equal opportunity across borders. But instead of the vaccine passport, what they can do is that states will continue to ensure compliance with international guidelines and protocols for safety on COVID-19.
Okay, national carrier, who has that story? I think somebody had. I thought you were... Oh, you don't have it. Okay, let's move on. The Nigerian Tribune. COVID-19, FD to enforce compulsory vaccination of workers December 1st. I think you took that story already. Yeah. PDP chairmanship, North Central picks your chair, Ayu, as the consensus candidate. Or your APC leaders agree on new sharing formula for state ESCO ahead Saturday's Congress. Over 75 billion naira required to urgently fix 194 damaged roads, says the Ministry of Works. Deplorable condition of Nigeria roads, bane of economic unsustainability, and housing agencies in 24 states failed to make impact in last 12 months, says report. Okay, which story?
So let me talk about housing. Yes, that was what I was reading. So the report is a special report by Tribune. They had done audits of all the housing agencies within Nigeria. Every state has housing agencies, and about 24 of them did not do any housing projects for the past 12 months. So my worry is, what exactly are we paying? Is the government paying that agency for? Number one, and it listed the states from Abia, Adamawa, all the way to Ebonyi, Ekiti, Gombe, Imo. So it's not really Osun, Ondo, Oyo. It's not about a region. It's about 24 states cutting across different regions. And the target was to build at least 700 houses. They said a few states that even implemented this, they implemented it under private partnership, and it wasn't effective because the goal is to build low-cost housing. So apart from housing deficit, what we really mean by housing deficit is how many Nigerians can afford to own their own home. Yes. In most cases, they become tenants, and they are tenants all their life. And when they are unable to pay rent, they are pushed out on the streets. So the goal is to provide affordable housing with long-term payment plan. And that can only happen with the help of the government doing what they can to partner.
But there's also the issue that, yes, the government can build houses, but it depends on where the government builds a house. Many people don't want to live in certain areas. So, for example, you go and build in one far area, and people are saying, I'm too far from where the commercial centers are. So they don't even want to go there. So, because I remember there was a time where the government was saying, I have this X amount of houses, but there's nobody to live there. There are houses available, but people that just don't want to live in the
No. There's a reason they are not living there. Thank you. Affordability.
Transportation. Because it's quite remote. There are certain areas that people don't want to live there. They are hardly settling in those.
So why don't you test the pulse of the people?
Because everybody wants to live in the cities. They want to live around the way.
No. There are people who are living in the suburbs and they are okay doing their businesses there, but test their pulse and ask them what they want. What sort of houses can they afford? Like my Alagbado area now, there's a full estate of houses built by government that nobody has taken because they put big prices. Yes, Alagbado.
That one must be expensive because
very expensive. That's what I'm saying. Very expensive. So nobody could afford it.
Even the expense is a factor. Yes,
ask them.
But also the area sometimes is also an issue.
What sort of housing would work for them?
Okay, so we have to go on a quick break. When we come back, we move on to our hot topic. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
How we're doing, guys? Is the makeup in progress? Makeup check. Are the scripts on the prompter? Script check. Are we set in the VCR? All team in place? VCR check. Clock is ticking, time is racing, lights on. Plans all set. 120 minutes of hot entertainment. We are ready for the mission. How we're doing?
At TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from our custom-built state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family entertainment channel, is the place for fun, music, and information. With our breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria, the all-female chat show, Your View, the best soaps and dramas from Nolly, Bolly, and Hollywood, music and entertainment blast, courtesy eSplash, and of course, award-winning news and current affairs. It is all here.
With news bureau and studios around the country and the ability to go live anywhere, anytime, we are first for breaking news in Nigeria. Awarded the NMMA TV Station of the Year, TVC News is the station of choice for news that is first, accurate, balanced, and reliable every time. TVC and TVC News watched by over 4.5 million people in Nigeria every day on terrestrial, DTH, DTT, OTT, and available to viewers in the UK on Sky TV. Watch all of our world-class programs on TV, online.
kádàrá aláwọ̀ àkàkàjù. àwọn kan wà tí wọ́n bá kú tọ́jọ́ ọkú wọn ò tí ì pé wọ́n á papòdà síbòmíì.
Is that how you gonna say it?
ọkọ̀ tí wọ́n sọ nìyẹn.
bó ṣe wá kọ̀wé ránṣẹ́ yìí pé òun fẹ́ rí mi kájọ fojúkojú yìí kò yé èmi o.
bó ṣe pé ẹ̀rí ẹ̀mí lẹ́kùnmọ́ àyà mi ti sọ kí.
torí kí ni.
àkọ́yẹ́ kọ́ mọ́ píjẹ́rẹ́ ẹ̀mí lẹ́kùnmọ́ yọ ọmọ mú yẹn rí flashback jọ́ ìkéyọ̀ mọ́tò mọ́ ẹgbọ́n mọ́.
How we're doing, guys? Is the makeup in progress? Makeup check. Are the scripts on the prompter? Script check. Are we set in the VCR? All team in place? VCR check. Clock is ticking, time is racing, lights up. Plans all set. 120 minutes of hot entertainment. We are ready for the mission. How we're doing, guys? Is the makeup in progress? Makeup check. Are the scripts on the prompter? Script check. Are we set in the VCR? All team in place? VCR check. Clock is ticking, time is racing, lights up. Plans all set. 120 minutes of hot entertainment. We are ready for the mission.
At TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from our custom-built state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family entertainment channel, is the place for fun, music, and information. With our breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria, the all-female chat show, Your View, the best soaps and dramas from Nolly, Bolly, and Hollywood, music and entertainment blast, courtesy E-Splash, and of course, award-winning news and current affairs. It is all here.
With news bureau and studios around the country and the ability to go live anywhere, anytime, we are first for breaking news in Nigeria. Awarded the NMMA TV Station of the Year, TVC News is the station of choice for news that is first, accurate, balanced, and reliable every time. TVC and TVC News watched by over 4.5 million people in Nigeria every day on terrestrial, DTH, DTT, OTT, and available to viewers in the UK on Sky TV. Watch all of our world-class programs on TV, online, and on our app. TVC and TVC News, the best entertainment.
Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw earthen material slabbed, stroked, and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move way in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known. For when the wailing stops, The pieces settle down in abject beauty erected for a century of a century. Speaking, advocating, protesting as the arts are meant to be. Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw earthen material slabbed, stroked and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move weigh in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known. For when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty erected for a century of a century.
Thanks for staying with us. So you know today is Thursday. We discuss family life issues and relationships matters. So there's something trending online. I think it was Rita Ikechi that recently replaced her son's surname with hers. This has led to different reactions from Nigeria saying, why is this happening? Especially when the Tonto Dike also changed her son's name to her own. Now, considering we're a patriarchal society, our cultural heritage and all that, do you think is the right thing, especially for a single mother who has obviously raised her child herself, most cases? Shouldn't she have the right to name her child her own name? Please, you can join the conversation on 081270 53687, 09139076948. You can also send us messages on YouTube and Facebook. We'll be happy to read your messages. So, obviously, these are women who are independent in every way. I mean, we don't know much about the male figures in their lives, but we do know that with these children, they have raised them from start to present. And we're thinking, and then they're saying, listen, I want this child to bear my name. So rationally, it makes sense. But culturally, you're thinking, wouldn't this disrupt the natural flow of how we know things to be? Is it that a child grows up and wonders, okay, your father's name is this, but you're this, where are you from? What are your thoughts on this? What do you agree, PC?
Yeah, so for me, I would love to preserve the societal system when it comes to raising children as much as I can. Because I know that there are climes where the mother owns the child, but there are other climes where the father owns the child. So I will ask a question, what is obtainable in this society? The father actually owns the child. And it is right that you give the surname of the child, you make the surname of the child, you know, from the father, which is natural, basic. But then also I'll go further to ask, is there any situation whereby this father is not taking ownership of this child? So there are some people you get pregnant for and they deny the baby. They don't want to have anything to do with the child. If that is the case, I think it's okay if the woman says, okay, why not? Let me kuku give this child my family name since the father is not forthcoming. The problem will be that the father is taking ownership, the father is making himself present, and you decide to take away his rights, because it's his right, that's our culture, and give it to your family. But if the father is not doing, like there are some people like, so I had a friend who in the university was giving me this gist that she had to change her name at some point in secondary school because the father refused her to answer his name. It was a serious issue and then had to affect all of her papers and everything. Wow. And she felt really dejected that the man rejected her. In that case, you know, the man has said no. So it's okay for you to pick up your family name and give it to your child. But if the man is still very much involved, the man is still trying his best to pay the school fees, to come in, even if you're not living together anymore, I think it would be unfair on the man that you take what belongs to him. So tomorrow, if he wants to come and claim the child, which name would he be asking for?
So we'll come back to that. Talk about your thoughts on this, your initial thoughts.
Name is just nomenclature. You know, name is actually nomenclature. Yes, I know that culturally our names are powerful. Our names, a lot of times, depict where we go. It sets the pace of how we feel. When your name is Ayomekun, you feel like, okay, I'm supposed to be joyful. Like, I feel like I owe God thanksgiving because my name actually means you should always thank God. You know, so, but the order of arrangement of name is nomenclature. My children's name is not the same as my son's name. We were planning to change our names entirely before I came on Your View. So I'd already given my children a different name on their birth certificates. And then I came on Your View before I changed my name. So I had to use the name of my documents. So, and because I'm on the show now, my name is Tope Makodige, my children bear a different name. So in school, it's different. And I was just telling my husband this morning that we need to go and do affidavits and change the children's name from their birth certificates to what we are bearing. So obviously, I can say name.
I don't even
understand. Name is nomenclature. It's just because
what is that?
So, at the end of the day, what is most important for me is the psychology of that child and the thought, the feeling a mother would have to make her change her child's name. A woman in that state will be raising an embittered child who will be emotionally embittered towards the father. For you to change them, you'd have had a conversation that I want to change your name. Your father is not your father. He's not taking responsibility. Your name is going to be this. That environment does not breed support. I have been in close contact, talking and working to emotionally help two people who have been through separation, who grew through having different separate parents, and it is you have no idea. Anybody watching has no idea what the damage their emotional banter with their selves as parents is having on that child, because many children will not talk. This boy is 18 years old, and I was talking to him, and I could reduce the trauma of a child abandoned at 2. And then in between, husband and wife are not talking. Father, all their drama is affecting that child. So for me, it's not about the name. It's about the emotional state of that child, who you are throwing back and forth and using the child as a pawn in the scheme of things. That's a full human being who God has given to you as a responsibility to mold. And you're letting your emotions affect that child. So that is my issue.
So let me let your initial thought bring in another angle.
So for me, a name is an identity. It's beyond nomenclature. It is who you represent, the circumstances around your birth, your pedigree. It's a whole lot. And it's also a link to your lineage. Any man who says, I don't want... In fact, it is in my religion, it's when the father is not known, a victim of rape, it's only then that the woman names a child. As long as the father is known somewhere, you can't give the child initially the name and then withdraw the name, even if they are fighting. Let that child be clear, except you doubt yourself as to who the father is. You assert it clearly, you don't revert it based on emotion or fight or confusion or whatever, except you doubt yourself. If the father of the child is clear, the child is called by his father's name, till whether the father accepts it or not, but the child knows this. So the child grows up, and you make the home conducive for that child.
But who came up with these rules that it has to be the father's name? Like
who came up with
this? So this is part of the tradition that we keep choosing which tradition to change,
the one that works for us.
Which one? Who came up with this idea?
There's the lineage. That becomes lineage that we are following. It is not for women to determine, because we are. How do they call it? We have eggs.
A lot of things went for women to determine. But today they are. Women have things have changed.
But in Ghana is different.
Yes,
exactly.
In Ghana is different. No, that culture there is different. Yeah, but even they have come to where we are. It's just remaining admittance. It has to be by the man's lens. It's about biology we are discussing here. Carefulness is not taking. You have. I'm just being careful. You have. What's it called? Sibling marriage. What's it called? What's that word?
Incest.
Incest happening. It's not something you just do based on emotion and lack of care. A child then grows up and says, "Okay, you didn't care. I don't care." And then tomorrow you're now saying that girl is that man. You don't see Yoruba
who owns that seed? Because they own the egg.
But who brought the seed?
They're both important. Who owns the seed? Listen, here's the thinking. Because I'm trying to put myself in their shoes. So yes, there are cases where somebody was raped. Yes, that part. But when a man completely abandons a child to you, where you are the one taking care of that child from start, you don't see. You don't see his brake lights. Now the child is not growing. The head. You now want to say, I am the father. Where are you coming from? So I raised this child. The child should bear my name because it's my father. It's my father's money. I raised this child. My father is the one that is raising this child.
So name is now about how much you spend on the child.
On the child.
Because one popular co-host once told me that a man is the head of the home, not by how much you
He has. Thank you. And the co-host is sitting down here. Sitting down here. Okay, go ahead.
So for me, let's go back to this case because you know this case, their story is very, very. Is everywhere.
Let's not judge them as a person.
No, just generally. Because we know the story, we cannot. Let's not generalize. Knowing that we know the stories of these two, and we know the drama that has been playing behind the scene, we can understand that this is an emotional decision, and we cannot hear.
I don't want to assume it's an emotional decision.
So I feel that what I'll say is a lot of women emotionally are torn, and I have spoken to several of them in that place where they are having to carry the burden. They are having to. I know someone recently, just the same year, took out a pregnancy because the one she had for this same man hasn't showed up. They reconciled. She got pregnant on the reconciliation. The man disappeared again, and she was like, "I'm not going to go through this anymore." We are emotional beings as women, and when we are in that emotional state, we shouldn't make decisions because we most of the time regret those decisions.
We do.
So it is important that we try to think of the child, put that child as a full human being entity and say, how would this child feel when the child grows up, knowing that my father, public figure, my father, people know my father, the people know that this is my father, everybody knows, and then my mom changed my name into this. Most of the time, children rebel in that circumstance. They know that you care. They know that you love them, but the rebellion that you don't want would brew in their hearts if you are acting emotionally concerning them at this stage.
I had a friend in primary school. She was my best friend. And the gist behind closed doors then was the fact that her mother had her from somebody who denied her and then gave her the family name. So she was bearing the same name with her mother. And she couldn't call her mother because I can't call you my mom when we are the whole family. So the mother was living with the grandmother, the sisters, the brothers, everybody's there, and we're supposed to be siblings. You can't be my mother and be my sibling at the same time. Do you get it? There was confusion growing up. I haven't seen her. I don't know where she is right now. We lost contact after primary school. But I'm just trying to, at that time as a child, I was still trying to understand when she grows up, will she be introduced as a sister or as a daughter? We need to put that into consideration. We need to ask those questions.
That's an important question. Let's go on a quick break. When we come back, we continue this conversation. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas. It shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw ether material slabbed, stroked, and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move way in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known. For when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty erected for a century of a century. Speaking, advocating, protesting as the arts are meant to be. Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw ether material slabbed, stroked, and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move way in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known. For when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty erected for a century of a century. Speaking, advocating, protesting as the arts are meant to be. Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw ether material slabbed, stroked, and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move way in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known. For when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty erected for a century of a century. Speaking, advocating, protesting as the art.
we're doing, guys, is the makeup in progress? Makeup, check. Are the scripts on the prompter? Script, check. Are we set in the VCR? All team in place? VCR, check. Clock is ticking, time is racing, lights are. Plans all set. 120 minutes of hot entertainment. We are ready for the mission. How we're doing, guys, is the makeup in progress? Makeup, check. Are the scripts on the prompter? Script, check. Are we set in the VCR? All team in place? VCR, check. Clock is ticking, time is racing, lights are. Plans all set. 120 minutes of hot entertainment. We are ready for the mission. How we're doing, guys, is the makeup in progress? Makeup, check. Are the scripts on the prompter? Script, check. Are we set in the VCR? All team in place? VCR, check. Clock is ticking, time is racing, lights are.
Thanks for staying with us. So we're still on this matter, naming your child your name. And you're talking about a family that grew up with her own name.
Yes, we had the family name. So my worry was when she now grows up, will she be introduced as a sister to the family or as a child of the family? Would they ever tell her that this is your mother and this is your grandmother, or not that this is your auntie? Do you understand that point? So for me, I think one of the reasons we should try to retain the right name is for posterity and to avoid confusion and give a child the sense of belonging. Because put yourself in that child's shoes. If you realize later in life that the name you're bearing is not your father's name, every child needs the father, most especially. The mother plays a very vital role. I'm a woman. I can't take away that role. But the role of a father in a child's life is pivotal. We can't do away with it. And that's why sometimes they will tell you, even if the man was a drunk and everything, just accept him, just forgive him, just because they are like the authority. Unfortunately for some of them who are deadbeats, who do not understand the authority God has given to them. So it's a major thing. Do not deny your child in anger their father's name.
If I were in the shoes, if I say, okay, my son's name is John, right? The deadbeat died, his name is Wilson. And my own father's name is Jack.
Yeah.
So I can say, okay, because you are, I just for the sake of posterity, I'll name you John Wilson Jack.
That's fine.
So that at least when you are Jack because of my family. Yeah. But Wilson is there because
anyhow
in future.
Yes. So, your identity. You are thinking rationally. Most of the women that make this decision to change names are not thinking rationally. They are thinking emotionally.
Child first,
they are bitter, they are angry. This is school fees season. Madam has paid school fees. Madam is having to show up in school. You know, it's like
now you still born.
You know, there's a conversation I had recently, and the lady was telling me I had to pay. Do you know how much I paid? These are like 3 children going to good schools. The man is not doing anything, and I said, babe, what if this man is dead?
Yeah, you won't pay.
What would you do? Because you are finding someone to force out your frustration on. But what if the man is not in existence? What if he died at birth?
You abandon your children
and the man died. What would you do? So a lot of times we are putting ourselves into that emotional and bitter situation that I'm sure he's having fun where he is. I'm sure he's living large. I'm having to do all of these responsibilities by myself.
You're now changing him.
You know, life is about perspective. It's not the reality. Everything is about the perspective you give it. So you must give yourself an empowering perspective of all the situation you are going through, no matter how tough it is. So you might tell yourself a story that empowers you. Right. So if you find yourself as a single mother, tell yourself, I will raise this child very well. That every family member of this of the father of this child would,
you know,
See that thing is just
tough.
It's tough. I know. Because after all the wahala, 20 years now fast forward, they now say, hey, I'm a
but it doesn't matter. And then shouldn't matter.
Take your coffee.
See,
that thing is not as easy as you said it.
It shouldn't matter.
Tayo, are you there? Hello, Tayo. You're live. Go ahead.
Thank you so much. The lady that just finished speaking, thank God for you. You spoke well. Men have a role to play in a child's life.
Yeah.
God created Adam and Eve for a reason. So young men, when really stuck, they don't know the importance of a man in a child's life. Unfortunately, economy of the country, stupidity of our people, join together. But no matter what it is, no matter how dumb a man is, that doesn't make the woman to be dumb with him too. You have a child, and that child should always have a father. These are the same dumb mentality you get in naming a child Junior. I'm a Yoruba person, but there is nothing called Junior in Yoruba land, and there is nothing called Junior in Yoruba dictionary. Please, guys, respect our female. No matter how stupid you want to be, a child is a child that doesn't ask you to bring them to the world.
Thank you, sir.
They belong to us. These are part of the reason that always cause a divorce. If you forget the child is going to be suffering.
Thank you. So, okay, I guess the conversation is more emotional because the truth is that when a woman has suffered, I mean, I know of a woman who they were begging her to allow the man walk his daughter down the aisle. A man that disappeared after birth. She did everything. She raised these children by herself. How they got abroad, he has no idea. How she paid their school fees in pounds, he had no idea. Now they are doctors and they're doing very well abroad. They came home to get married and somebody was going to dig up from somewhere and say, yeah, walk your daughter down the aisle. She said, no way. So in that kind of situation, it's easy to say it doesn't matter.
Sister.
But the truth is, sister, these are emotional, weighty things.
Yeah, so what about a man who raises the child alone? We always think it's only the women that this sort of thing happens to. I'm a living example of a man raising me alone. Why didn't he say, because I've raised you alone, you have no... In fact, my father calls me BC. He never called me Obiajulu. Obiajulu is my first name in my certificate. He never for one day called me Obiajulu. He calls me BC. Even in the pain that my mother wasn't there, he did everything for me alone, single-handedly. But did he stop me from having a relationship? Did he change my name? Somebody else would have struck out. I won't even know that I have a Yoruba language. Struck it out. It's not about you. If you decide to bring a child to this life, please, it's not about you. It's about the child. As a mother, as a father, whatever your scatteredness, your misbehavior, your stupidity, do not bring it close to that child. It's not about you. The mental health of the child is very important. If you're not ready, they did not beg you to bring them. If you're not ready to bring them, please use protection. Don't see. There's something I always tell young people. If the person you are knacking, you know that if Bele come aside, you will not stand. Please. Don't knock or use protection. So you don't have that and then, the person is a deadbeat. It's your child. You're supposed to take, two of you gave birth to that child. If one person goes, the next person takes responsibility. Are you doing it for tomorrow so that the child will now come and love only you and all of that? That's wicked. It's your child. Take care of your child. Take responsibility for your child. Right. When the child grows, the child will know. You're just assuming this person is not sensible. Your child will know the difference. Your child will see your sacrifice. Your child will be able to do things for you the way they want it. It's not about you changing the name.
I don't have the permission of my best friend to share her story, but I saw a girl grow up without the love of her father, the acceptance of her father, and always she would write. I used to see her. She would go and get foolscap paper and write "Dear Daddy" letter. And she used to just watch me call up on my father's legs just to get something every time. Daddy, daddy, daddy. And she would just be quiet. So when we sit together, she'd be like, what's a budget? You know? And she would write those pages of letters. And I was grateful to God on our wedding day. I was there. We were best friends. We grew up all together. Well, and the father's family, they had to beg for a place. The mother's family made sure she answered the name. They made sure she knew her lineage. She would even go there for visits when her dad's mom was alive. She would visit the family. So, and she's the spitting image of that man's mom. and he still said, I don't want to have anything to do with this child. On the wedding day, they begged for a place. She got her dignity back. They raised her well. She became an example. The family continues to want to be in relation with her. I saw all of that grow up. So I don't see anything. I think
what if the father is Anini? So the father is somebody that
you will not change his name.
No. Why would you change the name?
The example now is this is your father. But you want to have
Anini now is not Christian. Let me just the figure that we knew before.
But let's just say that you God forbid, we have, and it's not even God forbid, we have many politicians that have embarrassed themselves.
Yes.
They are so low. So the fact that you still have one does not give you a good name. If you are a politician and you have robbed this country, you are an embarrassment to your entire family. Even if you benefit from each other, bad name. There are some, a father and the son. They were both sentenced to prison. He was a governor.
Yes.
So what are we saying? So that name is an embarrassment. But we will not change the name. We will tell the child, this is what your father embarrassed us. Don't do the same thing.
But you still carry his name.
But you carry that name and make it better and create a better legacy for that name.
Let me take this call. Good morning. Are you there? Hello? Rachel? Hello, are you there? I think we're having network issues.
We also recycle names anyway. It's not like only one person will be Mariah in this life. They are like 15,000, 100.
I don't got last name.
No, I'm just saying. Mariah could be somebody's last name now, for instance. There are 1,500
Nobody's
of names.
My last name.
There's no... I don't think so. Go online. Go and check online. Go and check online. So names are recycled. So it's not about the name. It's about your ability to trace to that bloodline and that lineage, no matter what happens. So if you feel this name has hurt you, it's not about you, it's about the person who the name has, the person who has come through the name. Let them decide for themselves later how they want to deal.
Let me go on a break. Let me come back to take some calls and some messages. I hope we have messages on YouTube. Plenty. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Mommy is ready to receive me a bundle of joy. Mommy is making my home cleaner and safer. We are Dettol Shore.
Illnesses can happen at home too. That's why Dettol and me together will make my baby's home safe and to protect from up to 100 illness-causing germs. That's why moms want to be Dettol. Dettol Shore.
We are Dettol Shore.
Son.
kádàrá aláwọ̀ àkàkàjù. àwọn kan wà tí wọ́n bá kú tọ́jọ́ ọkú wọn ò tí ì pé wọ́n á papòdà síbòmíì.
Is that how you're gonna say it?
ọkọ tí wàá sọ yìí.
ó ṣe wá kọ̀wé ránṣẹ́ yìí pé òun fẹ́ rí mi kájọ fojúkojú yìí kò yé èmi o.
bó ṣe pé ẹ̀rí ẹ̀mí lẹ́kùn àyà mi ti sọ kí.
torí kí ni.
àkọyẹ kọ́ mọ píjẹ́ ẹ̀mí lẹ́kùn yọmọ mú yẹn rí flashback jọ́ ìkí ọmọ tó mọ ẹgbọ́n mọ́.
TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from our custom-built, state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family entertainment channel, is the place for fun, music, and information. With our breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria, the all-female chat show, Your View, the best soaps and dramas from Nolly, Bolly, and Hollywood, music and entertainment blast, courtesy eSplash, and of course, award-winning news and current affairs. It is all here.
With news bureau and studios around the country and the ability to go live anywhere, anytime, we are first for breaking news in Nigeria. Awarded the NMMA TV Station of the Year, TVC News is the station of choice for news that is first, accurate, balanced, and reliable every time. TVC and TVC News watched by over 4.5 million people in Nigeria every day on terrestrial, DTH, DTT, OTT, and available to viewers in the UK on Sky TV. Watch all of our world-class programs on TV, online, and on our app. TVC and TVC News, the best entertainment and news for Nigeria on TV and online.
And when you can't watch us, listen to us. 102.3.
Thanks for staying with us. So we're still discussing about naming your child your own name. Let's take messages from Facebook and YouTube. Who wants to go first?
I have
Good.
okay. Go ahead.
You want to go? Yeah, okay. Good Beat says, think we should separate the name from the role a father plays. What if the father does not want to have anything to do with the child? The role the father plays is more important. That's to him. Biliki says it's not just about the father, it's about family lineage. Some men rejected children whom their own parents, fathers and mothers, accepted. Call says it's... I can't take
Clara Oloyede says, even if the man isn't well-to-do, in as much as he has paid the dowry of the woman, she has no right whatsoever to change the surname of the children to hers. I think Mount Rushmore says, father owns the child. The child can have a real mother and a surrogate mother, but the father remains the same anytime,
What of the case of adoption? You adopt, what is your blood lineage, blood linkage? You adopt a child and you give the child your name. Is there any blood relationship?
By adoption.
No,
we're adopted by Christ anyway. It's not like we were...
Don't start to...
No, but it's true. We're adopted, but
this John will now bear my name.
Yes. Now you adopted.
But his own real father's name is not bearing. So tomorrow now, he might end up going to go marry somebody in his father's house.
Some people live by principles.
He's my name. Yeah. So my point is that let us not make it as if it's the rule of God that you have to have your father's name.
You have to have your father's name.
Even in the case of a devil, there was somebody in the time of the prophet, sorry, Tokwe, who was a terrible person. And the prophet, he gave his child even a terrible name. And the prophet used to say, call your children beautiful names that have meanings, that the child can identify when they grow and be appreciative of. And he wanted to change that person's name. He could only change the child's name. And he could only advise that change your name. Call yourself something beautiful. But don't deny your father his rights and ties to you. In Islam, when you adopt a child, you call that child that you have adopted your brother.
Yeah.
Yes.
Not your child.
Not your child.
Oh, okay.
You give that child love, house, everything that you give a biological child, but don't take away the child's lineage.
Jesus took away our lineage of sin.
That we live.
So they are adopted.
It's different.
Okay, so okay, let me take Aderonke from Agbara. Aderonke, are you there? Hello, Aderonke. Hello. I think he's listening to the TV. So,
see, this Jesus Christ, you don't want to hear this morning. You will hear it. We were adopted by God.
Yes.
The God of Israel adopted us. We're Gentiles. And he washed us clean. And he gave us the same rights, the same access that he gave to his biological children, the Israelites. We have that now, even more so. So when you adopt, that person you are taking, you do not have any link to the parents because they have abandon that child.
You know what the child does.
No.
The child has blood relationship with his father.
That is if they can trace it. Sometimes they don't trace it. If we do the papers right here, they don't trace it. Once you are dropping your child for adoption, you sign off on that child. That's how it's done outside the country. I don't know how they do it in Nigeria.
It's the same
you sign off. So you have no trace. You have decided to keep this one here because I cannot handle the child. And you dump the child for somebody, whoever takes that child. Anybody who takes that child becomes the biological father or mother.
Biological.
No, so I'm just saying now, by adoption and by paper, whatever you sign, and that's it. Legal father. So the mother tomorrow cannot wake up and go to the motherless baby store and say, I want to that child that I signed and gave her. You see, take it to court now, you're a lawyer.
I've maintained from the beginning of this topic that name can just be nomenclature. Apart from the fact that your name is powerful, it has all of that. You know, there's this trend in Christendom when you become a Christian and your name is like Ishugbemi or Ishugbamila or Ogun. Yes. People, a lot of people, regardless of the lineage, when somebody calls you Ifagbemi, you know, once they become Christians, they'll be like, I cannot be calling myself, I'll be praying, Oluwasho Ifagbemi. What is that one? Or Ishugbamila. You know, so most of the time, people in that situation change their name.
That's okay.
Because the name itself has a meaning negative from what they stand for.
But it's the adults that's changing the name, right? I mean,
changing the name is regardless. Is
so we're back to where she's coming from.
Which is just name. It is about the emotional well-being of that child. And let us analyze, why do women change the names of their children? What is causing that change? It is not because of the negative meaning of the name. It's usually because they are emotionally fed up.
Yes, you give birth to the emotional pattern. Let's see, the emotion, I hear one part. But you made a very important point. There's a second reason. What if me, as a single mother now, and I say my own surname is Oluwagbemi, and your name is Ifagbemi, and you're
when you were knocking Ifagbemi, why did you ask him to change his name? He doesn't
But you know, another thing is maybe the parents want to travel, and it's difficult for you to say that if you want to travel with your child, they will tell you, get the approval of the father of the child. So if you say the father does not exist, you can easily just say that this is my name, Toke Makodige, my child's name, Kineko Makodige, and the father, I'm the sole custodian of this child because the child is bearing my name. So sometimes there can be legal reasons for changing the name because of ease of travel or ease of maybe relocating, those kind of things. But if it is based on, I am bitter with this man, then it shouldn't be done.
Okay, let's take this call. Good morning, are you there? Let's take some comments on Facebook.
Hello, good morning.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
Okay. Please, I don't think the society should vilify single mothers who decide to either give the children the father's surname or the her own father's surname, because I'm talking from like a family experience. I have a cousin who is a single mom who has a son, and the father has been missing. He's missing in action. No, he's not even helping her. So though the boy is bearing his father's name, but I feel it's left for the child to grow up and now decide what he or she wants. She is not bitter. She's raising the child. And if you even check the child, when the child grows up, he's going to see that most of his childhood pictures are with people from his mother's side. So I think she should give the child whatever name she chooses to. Then when the child grows up, he determines, he decides what he wants to start doing after that.
Even married women.
Like comments, please. I
wanted to share this. Says, don't deny a child his heritage by not allowing him a connection to his father's family and relations. He needs a sense of belonging. Corey Williams says, if the woman is well, but I don't want to mention what he said. And then this issue goes beyond just providing material needs of a child. Even if that man is dead, wouldn't the child use the name to trace his lineage?
Okay. Michael Fabawo says, building a better, stronger society should be guiding principle of whether a woman gives her child her own name or the woman has the name of her father, which is the man's, the child has the name of the father, which is the man's name. Corey Williams says, Nigerian women want to assume the role of a man and a woman. Well said, BC. A child is not a trophy or should be used to settle emotional issues.
Good beats. Most people knock and ask questions later. Let it not be your case in Jesus' name.
Mount Rushmore says, changing your name to your father's name is the issue. People do change their name. So my dad was born Akuhia. That's his own father's family name, and they all answered. And by the time I was born, he was tired of the name. He thought, why did I name my first two children Akuhia? They Akuhia's children. And so I'm Akashat, my own father's name. And all my younger siblings are Akashat. So in the family, you have two names. So people do change their name, but your right to change a name stops at your father's. you cannot become, my father could not say is Akashat. He could only remain. So there are legal reasons, but there's a limit to where you change names.
I had something similar, but I think it was my father's father, I think. There were two brothers. One went to Ibadan, Agbaje. So I'm actually related to all the Agbajis. I'm connected to the Agbajis. Wow. And the other brother was Sanusi Aka, right? So the two brothers, one went to Ibadan, the one stayed in Lagos. So the one in Lagos was Sanusi Aka. Then my father, I think, was on took a Kabasho or something like that. I don't even know how. So they just changed themselves.
But you know
now I am finding because it's not that my mother has died.
The Agbajis will not be coming.
Agbajis are showing and I want to go. I know the history. I know the history.
That's it. That's the point. So some women, even in marriages, because the caller said you will not allow that child mix. You will not have pictures from one side alone. Something is happening. Yes, I had the time in my marriage when my daughter would ask for her cousins. And when I asked my daughter, name your cousins, she'd just be naming her mother's sister's children, all my own siblings. I said, no, you have other cousins. And since they are Christians, the difference is that they don't come for the Salah celebration. We don't meet enough. I started going for Christmas. Go to their house.
You can meet them.
Meet them.
Okay, let's go to a quick break. We'll do our final segment on this. We'll wrap up when we come back. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Kádàrá Allahu àkàkàjù. Àwọn kan wà tí wọ́n bá kú tọ́jọ́ kú wọn ò tí ì pé wọ́n á papòdà síbòmíì.
Is that all you're gonna say? Ó ṣe wá kọ̀wé ránṣẹ́ yí pé òun fẹ́ rí mi kájọ fojúkojú yìí kò yé èmi o.
Bó ṣe pé ẹ̀rí ẹ̀mí lẹ́kùnmọ́ àyà mi ti sọ kí.
Torí kí ni?
Àkọ́yẹ́ kọ́ mọ tó jẹ́rẹ̀ ẹ̀mí lẹ́kùnmọ́ yọmọ mú yẹn rí flashback jọ́ ìkí ọmọ tó mọ ẹgbọ́n mọ́.
How we're doing, guys? Is the makeup in progress? Makeup check. Are the scripts on the prompter? Script check. Are we set in the VCR? All team in place? VCR check. Clock is ticking, time is racing, lights up. Plans all set. 120 minutes of hot entertainment. We are ready for the mission.
At TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from our custom-built state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family entertainment channel, is the place for fun, music, and information. With our breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria, the all-female chat show, Your View, the best soaps and dramas from Nolly, Bolly, and Hollywood, music and entertainment blast, courtesy E-Splash, and of course, award-winning news and current affairs. It is all here.
With news bureau and studios around the country and the ability to go live anywhere, anytime, we are first for breaking news in Nigeria. Awarded the NMMA TV Station of the Year, TVC News is the station of choice for news that is first, accurate, balanced, and reliable every time. TVC and TVC News, watched by over 4.5 million people in Nigeria every day on terrestrial, DTH, DTT, OTT, and available to view.
Thanks for staying with us. So we're still on this matter of naming. And as we wrap up, I'd like us to take some messages on Facebook and YouTube. But the real crux of the matter is having that lineage connection. So you have a child, and as a woman, you feel that I don't need this man in my life anymore. I want my child to know that I raised him, so I'm giving him my name. But we're saying that's an emotional decision. That we need to make more rational decisions. No matter what, you must name that child. Let him have a linkage to his lineage. But we're also saying that if you adopt a child, wouldn't you give the child your own name? So does it really matter?
Blessing Joe Sogun says, in my culture before the 21st century, if a family doesn't have a male child, they decide to keep one of their female child who bears children for the family, just so the family name remains. So I think that, yes, there's that, and I've heard that story before too, where people just,
it's an Igbo custom.
They want to retain the name of that lineage. So, but we have gotten to the space where we've all questioned culture. We've all questioned culture that does not profit us. So I don't believe that any attachment should be made to culture, but attachment should be made to why am I doing what I'm doing? Questioning the why. If the why is right, you can change name. But if the why is wrong, then you shouldn't change name. Because if you change the child's name, these children that they just say, these celebrity children that they change their name, those children, and you know the way Instagram is, social media will never forget. It's on Google. Somebody has munched these things that you post. And they will bring it back in 10 years' time. We've seen those that happened 10 years ago that they brought back and said you will not decamp. You decamped. So everything you do will remain. These children can in 20 years' time change their name back to their father's name and say, my father is my father. I don't know what my mother was thinking. And it will come out in the line again. So as much as possible.
Imagine if this deadbeat dad becomes maybe like a big deal. Maybe he changes over in his 50s.
Becomes the president.
And comes back to his children. President. Yes.
It's not about whether it's a big deal or it's not a big deal.
Just imagining. Imagine he becomes the president.
It doesn't matter.
Let's say
I'm talking from the angle of the woman who has changed her name, the son's name to her own name. Because either the man is not involved, he's not part of the whole family, right? And then fast forward 30 years, the man someone finds he was a late bloomer. Finally, he's now somebody.
You now want to come again and come
back. That's your son. That's your father.
That's why I said it doesn't matter. You will not be using left hand. Wait, you will not be using left hand to describe your father's house. Oh my God! Let me take real life happens. It says, what if the woman is giving her child her own last name because the supposed father rejected pregnancy, or if she's deciding to name her child because she's not sure who the father is? Already we said this one.
The whys are important. Why are you doing what you're doing?
For this one that you do not know who the father is. You do not know, you are allowed to be called your child. It's still the history. These are the circumstances that brought to birth. A child who knows their past, know where they are going, they can't miss it. You can't make the same mistakes. And you see the problem? We Africans are serious storytellers. That's why we never put any of our history in writing. But this generation now, we don't write. So we don't forget to tell children things that remind them what they are.
Let me take Christiana. Christiana, are you there? Hello, Christiana, you're live. Hello, Christiana, are you there?
As a single person, if you are single, you can make any decision you want.
Yes,
wake up today.
Well,
good morning, Morayo.
Welcome to the show. You're live. Go ahead, please.
Yes, I'm there. Excuse me, what BC said. What BC said is true.
He's not listening to the TV. Listen to us.
Right.
You're listening to the TV, that's why. So we have to disconnect the call.
Yeah, so I wanted to say that as a single person, you can wake up, change your name, change your soul, change your life, do anything you want.
Make yourself better.
And, they will just hold you accountable. But when you begin to have children, when you decide to start bringing children into the world. You need to pay attention to how they feel, how they think, and their future. You need to, as a parent, you need to project 5 years, 10 years, 20 years down the line. When people hear this, what would they say? How would this sound in their ears?
It's not even about what people hear.
Don't make the decisions today not looking at the future. Just make it because it's now, I'm upset now. I need to transfer aggression and all of that. And also, when you're raising children, raise your children. Who born them? Who carry them? How many months? Who breastfeed them? Raise your children. Whether there's a father, there's no father, deadbeat father, it was a case of rape. Raise your children and stop bothering about how they will relate to the person in future. These children are not deaf, blind, and dumb. They see. They will see the sacrifices that they have put in, and they will respect you for that.
Do your bit. I'll come to you now. Take your final. Let me take Ronke. Ronke, are you there? Hello, Ronke, are you there? Hello, Ronke, are you there? Go ahead, Nima, please.
So there's an angle to this that I even see. This is not about deadbeat fathers or denial of pregnancies or, unknown fathers. This is about women who are dealing with divorce and custody and are just vengeful. And you use your child as a sword. That's one I never understand. You say, no, he broke my heart. I'm like, madam,
let him see the child.
How do I get 100% custody? And I keep saying, can you prove that he's not fit to be a father? That's not the point. What's the point?
He broke your heart.
What's the point? He insulted me. When you chose to have a child, did you choose the one that will not insult you, break your heart before you did? Why do you put the future of this child in that decision? Because now that child is going to just grow up and see a vengeful mother. And if the child is not vengeful himself, and the danger in raising a vengeful child is that you've raised a double-edged sword that will come for you later. Yourself. So women, I don't know, but there's no denying a person custody. There are always two parties to the production of the child. And those two parties have 100% access and custody of that child.
I think that's a good way. Talk about any final words on this. I think that's a good way.
Like I've said from the beginning, you have a responsibility to your child. The child is going to be a product of your emotional investment into that child. So ensure that you are building a child that you'll be proud of in future, not a vindictive child, not a bitter child, but a child that would make you proud. At all the time, check your why before making any permanent decisions, and don't make any decision when you are emotionally vested in that situation. Be rational.
Okay, final thoughts, Bisi?
Give it time. When you're upset, do not react, do not act. If you need to see somebody, you need to talk to somebody. If you need to get help, please, they are professionals. If you don't want to talk to family members because of they are professionals that you can talk to. And when you calm down, take a decision looking at the future because you're dealing with people who are going to grow.
Me, I don't want to assume a woman makes that decision because she's emotionally busy or down. The people make decisions for different reasons. As I said, if I marry somebody that I feel that your name is just not empowering, your name is DS, it's empowering. And I feel that this man, maybe that's why he's even a deadbeat, because that name is chasing. I don't want him. So I don't want that name on your own life. So I'll give you my own father's name because my own father's name has gone. So
your own father's name did not work for you to go and meet that kind of person. If your father's name was that, it will take you to a high level.
That's it. You marry your father's second. Why you cross lines to not understand?
The point is that if you do choose to change your child's name, I don't have an issue with that. But it's important that you let that child be connected to the father's lineage. So either you include the father's name in the name somehow if it's applicable. If it's not, make sure the child knows that this is your father's name. However, I chose to give you my name because of you. So there's full disclosure. So when the child now grows up and says, I don't like mom's name. That's fine, but let there be full disclosure across board. I think with that we can wrap up on the show, on this segment. When we come back, we'll talk about another topic. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
At TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from from our custom-built state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family entertainment channel, is the place for fun, music, and information. With our breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria, the all-female chat show, Your View, the best soaps and dramas from Nolly, Bali, and Hollywood, music and entertainment blast, courtesy Eastplash, and of course, award-winning news and current affairs. It is all here.
With news bureau and studios around the country and the ability to go live anywhere, anytime, we are first for breaking news in Nigeria. Awarded the NMMA TV Station of the Year, TVC News is the station of choice for news that is first, accurate, balanced, and reliable every time. TVC and TVC News watched by over 4.5 million people in Nigeria every day on terrestrial, DTH, DTT, OTT, and available to viewers in the UK on Sky TV. Watch all of our world-class programs on TV, online, and on our app. TVC and TVC News, the best entertainment and news for Nigeria on TV and online.
And when you can't watch us, listen to us. 102.3 Max FM Lagos and 90.9 Max FM Abuja are now ranked among the most listened to radio stations in Nigeria.
Now, with over 1.5 million listeners every day, we're the people's favorite radio station. Best hit music, best on-air talent. Max 102.3 hit music for Lagos and Max 90.9 hit music for Abuja. We are your home for that fun, entertainment, and hit music.
In Lagos, TVC, our leading family entertainment TV channel, has a 47% market share. But this is just the start of our journey, as we plan to add even more services to entertain and inform our ever-growing audience. Thanks for being part of the TVC communication story.
At TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from our custom-built state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family entertainment channel, is the place for fun, music, and information. With our breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria, the all-female chat show, Your View, the best soaps and dramas from Nolly, Bali, and Hollywood, music and entertainment blast, courtesy Eastplash, and of course, award-winning news and current affairs. It is all here.
With news bureau and studios around the country and the ability to go live anywhere, anytime, we are first for breaking news in Nigeria. Awarded the NMMA TV Station of the Year, TVC News is the station of choice for news that is first, accurate, balanced, and reliable every time. TVC and TVC News watched by over 4.5 million people in Nigeria every day on terrestrial, DTH, DTT, OTT, and available to viewers in the UK on Sky TV. Watch all of our world-class programs on TV, online, and on our app. TVC and TVC News, the best entertainment and news.
Thanks for staying with us. So our next topic is about respecting each other's religion and beliefs. And one of the reasons why we're talking about this today, because we've observed that people, let me start with the Christians, for example. I'm a Christian, and one of our instructions from the Bible is to preach the gospel to the world and try to get as many people into the kingdom as possible. Islam too they also have an injunction, right? To also maybe minister, I don't know if it's a minister, but to get people to not leave Islam or to even stay in Islam or to convert to Islam. So each of us do have those individual directives from the holy books. Also, I don't know if those who worship traditional religions too have recruiters out there to try to recruit people. I haven't seen much of that. But the conversation is around the fact that, yes, we have that injunction to do that. But at what point do we cross the limits where I'm coming to you as a Muslim and saying, listen, come to my church, you know, Jesus is the only way, or you come to me and say, no, Islam is the only way, you have to convert. Where do we draw the line in respecting each other's religion and not going overboard? So yes, we want as many people to be Christians, but at the same time, there are people saying, we also believe in our own religion. Allow us be. What are your thoughts on this? How far is too far in helping, in respecting your religion and also trying to convert? Let me come to Bisi. I think you are safe to start with.
Okay. Okay. For me, I understand the mandates given by the scriptures to go out there and convert people, go and win souls. That's what we use as Christians. But I personally would like to go by the way of Jesus, how Jesus did his when he was here, which was he went about doing good. And he was healing, he was doing a lot of good, and people would ask him, I want that thing that you have. I want that thing that you have. So he wasn't going to say, you must come to me, or you will go to hell, or this will happen and that will happen. But he was just being a human being. He was just showing love like his father has sent him. And people around him would come and ask him, or he'll finish talking to somebody and doing a miracle, and they will follow him. They were following him because he went about doing good. So for me, personally, as a Christian, I wouldn't personally go, I have never gone to tell anybody, give your life to Christ and stuff like that. I've never done it. Even when...
There's no evangelize.
No, even that time that I just gave my life to Christ and I was bubbling in the Holy Spirit and all of that, I never did that. I focused more on my work. And at the time it happened, people around me saw the difference in the BC they used to know and they were asking me, what has happened? What has changed? And a few of them followed me. So that's how I believe in it. But I've traveled. I've entered buses where somebody comes and starts, preaching and then starts forcing people and threatening people and making noise. Even me, that I am a Christian, I found it offensive. I found it like you're trying to impose and force. Why don't you give people a chance to get attracted and then ask you the question, why is your life different from mine? What is that thing you have? And then you can lead them to Christ. Why do we have to ensure that, you must go my way? When you have finished quarreling with your neighbor, and then you go outside and be shouting, somebody must follow you. I think we should put the first things first. Yeah. So, lead in doing good, like Christ has done, and showing love. And people will ask you, who are you serving? I want to follow you. That's mine.
So I get that. Let me come to you, because I know you've also experienced
this. For me, this experience is not the same as yours. My own is very nasty and confrontational. Clear battery and assault cases.
For real?
Clear. But I remember I was about 24 when I told someone, I said, even though I'm not yet a graduate of law, I just think I should sue you. And so I would sue you. People, because I cover the hijab, know I'm Muslim. So when you want to come to me, you would definitely want to confront me. You're not telling me anything. You're in my face. I used to be very accommodating of people who preach, and especially the Jehovah's Witness.
Catholic school?
I went to a Catholic school. I just loved the conversations. At a very tender age, I kept thinking, where do I want to be about my religion? So if you bring the conversations, I would engage it. I would listen to it. But as I grew up, I started to see the way people broke the line. Someone who said he was my father's friend, knows my father, invites his daughter into the house and said to the daughter, I've known your father for years. He's in the wrong religion, and that's why it's like that. Is that person preaching?
Wow. Wow.
I was sitting in my own house. I am not walking on the streets. Clearly, this is my space. I bought the land. I own that space. You don't just knock on the door. You walk in and force a pamphlet in my face. That's not preaching. That's confronting me. If I wanted to be where you are, I already have friends who live that life, who are the better example that I want to follow. But I waited until I identified this reality. And I got here and I said, I'm okay here. This is what I understand. These are the principles I want to live with. But when you come and say or I post something about my prophet on my page, the ways and lives that I know, my own way of life, And you come there and say to me, Madam, I get it all the time. That's not showing me any love. That's confronting me.
Okay, so let me pause you for a second, because that's where you get confronted. Even when 5 a.m. in the morning, you're hearing Allah,
they're waking you up.
He's screaming that, you know, they call to prayer, where all of you come. You're thinking, I'm trying to get some sleep. So it's both ways.
Yes, both ways.
Where you can I can confront you at your door, and I can also
confront you
publicly or publicly. You know. So what's your own experience?
So for me, I would say that we take things we don't understand boundaries, and we don't respect people's decisions. And I think that it is very important that we respect people's boundaries, respect people's lives. I have never tried to preach to Nima. Because, like, I know she's Muslim. I know if, like, I've been confronted by other Christians trying to preach to me. And I told the person, you know I'm a Christian, right? I said, yes, I just want you to attend our program. We have one powerful program. I'm like, they are unbelievers. Go and meet them. You know, so at the end of the day, we are so focused on being churchy or being seen to be godly. It happens on social media. Exactly what she said. Somebody will come on your page and comment under your page in the name of preaching is actually attacking you, or in the name of correcting or improving your values or morals. Is attacking you on your page. I do not believe that is what any religion preaches, and I believe we must be more tolerant and accepting of one another, even as we desire positive change in the lives of those around us. It is better. The best way to catch a is it a rat is to like you
monkey,
sweet.
Be
yes.
a monkey.
You use sweet to attract something. You know, you put a banana outside, you attract the monkey into your space. I think we must follow that approach.
But these are some of the things
often.
that this commission, I know the
La
SEPA came on the show, because I know that, oh my goodness, Saturday mornings, there's this woman that shows up. And last Saturday was the worst. I mean, I hear it often, but it was the worst. She came with a newly improved microphone. I think she just bought it, cha-cha. That thing was sounding. And I'm thinking, and it woke me up. I mean, of course, I wasn't really sleeping, but I couldn't sleep again. And it was so clear. After she finished, though, it took almost an hour to finish. When she now finished, I was so happy. You know what she did? She walked down the street and started in Yoruba. So it's like, come on, people. Yes, we know we've been asked to go preach, but aren't there rules? How do we do it? How is it done in developed world? Can you walk into other people's places and just say, you know, when you come and say, you know, how do we respect each other's boundaries?
I think house, I'm not going to, like, literally, right in front of, like, there's this funny statue just in front of the White House. And then I heard somebody with a placard, Jesus is the way. Jesus is the way. The world is coming to an end. I'm like, this person, not in America. I cannot believe this.
It happens.
He's a Nigerian. I'm not lying. The person that was with a speaker making noise,
but
Jesus
you're
is the way.
preach the
He's
word,
in Nigeria.
Well, they're supposed to preach the word.
I was like, oh God, we don't carry ourselves rich America.
We know they carry last.
We know they carry last for front of White House now. They preach. You know, but I get the fact that we're meant to preach the gospel and win souls. But I also feel that the best way to attract, you know, your ways would convert people.
Can we preach with our lives?
Yes.
Can we preach this gospel with our lives? Can we be the examples? Can we? I don't know. So for me, sorry, Nima, I just feel that we are very forceful of trying to bring other people into what we believe is right.
Well, is that forcefulness that brought Christianity and Islam to Africa in the first place?
See, me, I don't.
Is that forcefulness? Because
they brought it. If we go there, there's no need for us to be Christians because we already see them as fraudulent. Let's not go there. Don't bring this conversation. My point is, when it comes to what we don't understand or what we feel is right, we try to, and we do it not just on religion, in everything. Once you believe this is my way, you believe your way is the best way, and every other person must follow this way. It's not by force. You're not the one that convicts somebody. It's the Holy Spirit that will do that.
Exactly.
If you do your part, which is live the life according to the tenets, people will come to you.
Why
You're not the one going from house to house to go and say, you must follow me. Why must I follow you? Why don't you follow me?
Why doesn't practice any of these religions, these two popular ones that we've been discussing, and nobody goes to her or, you know, confronts her? This speaker thing you said, there's a woman They used to use ordinary voice before. So I have 5 churches as my neighbors. I'm not going to go and pack my house away from there now. So I've developed immunity to the noise. And then you now say, no, let's say this woman deaf, I will wake her. You use your voice in front of my door, my entrance. I hear you, I ignore you. You bring a loud public speaker system, this speaker one, this box, that has you, and you hold the mic. I made a video of you, madam, I'm going to get you arrested. What is the issue? You know now, and on the street, my place is a corner piece. You know, everybody on that street knows that's me. So you want to win me by force. You have told me, I've heard you, and at this point, you know go leave me. When you now bring the speaker and put it on my junction, and you pray, and you are facing my house, I came outside, I said, okay, good. I waited for day to break, because this is when they say they're 1 hour, sometimes 2 hours. Through my prayers, even when I'm nursing a child and I'm trying to put that child to sleep in the morning, I stayed with this. So I got, the moment I met Dolakpo Fasewe, Lasepa Seke, now, evidence. I brought a video. Me too, I came, as I was doing the video of her, she started running. I said, why are you running? So they know. That's the point.
Let's just be more tolerant. But inside bosses.
We have...
inside bosses, so don't even open that one. Don't go there. That one don't put my job before.
See, we all know evangelism. It's part of the tenets of our religion.
So
both our religions. Evangelize. We have people coming from the east, from the east and from the west, bringing in religion. We had people from all over the world that brought these religions to Africa. So if they weren't aggressive in their approach,
colonized us,
we would not be Christian nor Muslim. So it is still the same way. We are saying, listen, let us continue with this evangelism, with this aggressiveness to be able to convert people.
The first did some, but you know that there was feeding. There was feeding of people.
Schools
there was schools. There was a lot of school being built and education and healthcare services provided. Those were the ways they attracted people. So when you come for the healthcare,
and they were not Pentecostals.
Before you become the before you collect the free medical service, they would pray.
They give you a life,
and then they would preach the message.
They will show you that.
And then when you come to school in the mornings, you pray. So those were ways that the conversion was taking place. Inside buses, I always feel like it's a bit insensitive. You just stand up inside the bus and you start preaching. There was the last memory I have of being in the bus and somebody was preaching. I felt like nobody will give their life to Christ like this now. You are wearing mini skirts. You are wearing trousers. You are doing this, but you are doing this. I say, this is not the way to get people to be born again. You are leading people into hellfire. Your trouser will take you to hellfire. Your trouser will take you to hellfire.
So are you going to hellfire like this? Are you going to hellfire like this?
I was preaching and I was on the phone and I did like this. And he said, you two cut the call.
Inside public transport. So
they have to interfere and say,
why would you do that?
So no, but this conversation is about respecting people's boundaries.
But let's talk about how religion was preached. I went to Catholic school. I saw Christianity in the most beautiful way. In the most beautiful way. Nobody forced anybody. I took Ash Wednesdays all through primary school. Nobody forced anybody to do anything. And I used to celebrate the Easter growing up. I came to the reality and I took my Muslim side and I prefer it. But if in primary school then they were beating me daily or forcing me or the sisters would come and they would preach in my face, I would have an aversion to it. Yeah. That's the way I see the new system. How do I attend a wedding in a church? They put it on a Sunday and you do the entire service for more than 5 hours. Before the end of the service, you have to address my hijab. Inside my sister, inside fasting and hunger, how did you want me to accept it, to receive that preaching? That I'm covering my brain inside, and you are the preacher. So people do a lot of disservice to what they think they are promoting in the ways and methods that they use to promote them. There are better ways to do these things. You can live with somebody, beautify the thing, reach out to the person in the most beautiful ways. You don't have to be forceful. This forcefulness thing is not working. Inside the person not
so Daisy O says, I've had Muslim friends, and some of them have become Christians, even without a debate. Just told them about my faith and made them do their own homework, and that was it all. The irony of it, that's what Ladidi says, the irony of it is that when someone is playing loud music in public, people will not complain. When it comes to public preaching, people start to complain. I always find this difficult to understand. I would just like to add that even our Savior did everything he did in love. You want to preach to somebody, you preach in love. You come to that person, and the person says, I don't want to give you audience. then you walk away. He told us exactly how to behave when that sort of thing happens. Have we thrown it away? You don't have to stand in my face and insist that it's today I will give my life to Christ. No.
This person is right. When we are playing music, you just hear DJ, Baba Shop, DJ Story. When they are doing, you want to promote something, they'll be making noise, everybody be there. No, even if you have complaint in your car, you'll be moving your head, where music.
No, depending on your mood.
When that comes to preaching, it becomes a wahala.
Because, so the preaching now is you're addressing certain things that the person is not in the mood to receive.
Somebody on YouTube said, why are you now, why is the person wearing miniskirts? Why are they wearing trousers? But I think that at the end of the day, yes, love always trumps or love always win. Nobody was called to judge. Especially, I can speak from being a Christian that my Bible has instructed me not to judge people, and I should listen and understand and then show my love to them. So, and I want to encourage other Christians, because I'll speak to my own people, that it is best way to do it is to show love. It is to not judge people. And when you don't judge them, you can bring them into your fold, because they'll get more comfortable with talking to you. That's the best way. But
and if they don't want to come, Uncle, it's okay. Leave them.
Pray for them and move on. It's not you that will convince them.
I'm not praying for yourself.
You're not Jesus Christ. So let Jesus do his own job, and you just
the woman,
spread.
for example, who is shouting in front of Nima Street now, if she had bought like a plate of nice, maybe cookies or something, I just get
Nima is cheap.
Jesus Christ. See how they talk on
that's all you need. That's all
you need. Okay.
Yes, please don't bring pekere. I can make it myself.
I just visit Nima
regularly.
I want to say, I'm around though. I'm ministering this weekend. I'm not finished ministering. I'll come and say hello to you. Dear. You become friends with Nima. Before you know it, Nima might become
If you allow Luchosis to preach to me, do you think I will sit down? I would be there.
Yes.
Because
she has service and love to you.
Family.
Yes.
True. But that's woman that I don't know from anywhere. Put bike in front of my house. You do it next time, I get you arrested. Simple. Except the police will not come at 5 a.m.
Yeah. But this, okay, so we have to wrap up. But this is one of the you've not addressed the noise 5 a.m. in the morning. Must they scream?
They are not calling you now.
They are calling all of us. We
should do the soundproof. But the call to prayer is not to win souls.
But it's waking me up.
To wake up the Muslims.
No. What did they say?
I've had friends. They
are calling us. I wake up in the morning.
And you don't want to. But I have friends, Christian friends. My friends who are pastors laugh and say, Nima, thank you for your alarm people. They are the ones that made me get to work. So it works for different people. But it's 5 times.
Please, that type of
if they can use the soundproof.
I think that we are in the smartphone world. You can set your alarm. And the alarm will wake you up and say, come and pray.
God bless you. All your members.
In Germany, I think, or the Netherlands, one of these countries just approved now for the call to prayers at 5 a.m. I don't know why.
But it's their own tradition.
Maybe they see it as a wake up for their people.
As long as they don't disturb the environment.
My religion must be regulated.
But I think that's a different topic.
No, but you know I always say
put that kind of worms here.
Not today.
I think what we're saying really is let us respect each other. I know we have that mandate to preach the word, yes. But we're saying yes, preach, but preach with love. Show love first, and don't demand or harass or confront people. It's not the right thing to do, because Jesus wouldn't do that.
And I don't think
the holy prophets also wouldn't do that. So please, let's respect each other and understand. At the end of the day, it's about showing love to one another. That's all we can take on the show today. See you tomorrow. Bye for now.